Hello, everybody. It is I, Claude Bawles. Sorry about the late start to the stream. That will teach me to hire Kent Hovind's tech guy. Never mind. Restart seemed to sort out the problem. And so we're trying something a bit different today. It's comments on comments, the Kent Hovind style, I suppose, where we can look at some comments made on my channel, Big Bad Mama's channel, or anybody else's channel that we like. And we can have a few things to say about them. So maybe it's a bit of fun and a laugh and a mix of serious comments too. So let's get into it. Now, I found, of course, after the disgusting display of what was his name?
Lupin?
On our friend Gangster Ghost channel the other day. I decided I'd take a look at his latest show, Evolution is a Lie, Prove Us Wrong. And of course, how do you prove a negative? I thought that was a major sign of educational incapacity. But other than that, of course, I couldn't get on the show because I am banned. So I had no way to go on and prove that. But it was quite funny in the chat. I was able to see what was in the chat. And some person called Esau Him, supposedly a professor, but who would know? It is the internet. Says to Proverbs guys, "Are you looking for non-theistic scholars to participate?" And they replies, "We are asking for people to be respectful." Which means, you can't argue. If you can maintain that, feel free to join. And Esau says, "I can be more respectful than that filth posted by Lupin on another channel." So I thought that was quite telling. I'm just going to scroll forward to it so that I can get to the next part because it went on a bit. Amazing, it's still up. They normally take these sorts of things down. And then Proverbs guys replies, "You're talking to Lupin right now. Come on, join in." And Esau says, "Lupin showed himself to be a disgraceful Christian," to which Lee says, "I'm not perfect." Well, Esau then says, "What a cop-out. You've doubled down," which he has. It's just this, "I'm not perfect," an excuse for the most disgusting thing. And then he says, Lupin says, "The point still stands. Atheism leads to societal decay." And Esau says, "But it was a Christian you posted who swore and cursed atheists. Go figure that one out." I mean, it's just mindless, isn't it? Absolutely mindless. So it was quite an interesting start to my day. I know I'm banned, so I sort of expected that, but it's good to see one or two other people getting on and getting stuck in.
It's hilarious when he says, "This is Lupin you're talking to," and then Esau just continues on like he didn't even hear that information. He just goes, "Lupin behaved."
Yeah. So, but quite, the fact that they're issuing this challenge, it's like being so bold. I'm going to take on everyone at once. I'm going to slay the whole world, and I'm going to do this. Oh, but you're banned.
Right.
It's meaningless. Utter
I hear the
meaningless.
Proverbs guys aren't too happy with what Lupin did.
Oh, really? I haven't heard yet. So
yeah.
If they aren't, they need to come out public. Look, I don't even a problem. If Lupin was to come and say, "Hey, I did wrong," and I shouldn't have done, just same if I do something wrong, I'll admit it. But he won't. He doubles down, and it's a Hovind disease, and that's reprehensible in my view. So probably a little bit late to do that now because I would doubt the authenticity of it. But it's just crazy. It's a doubling down. When you dig a hole,
than nothing.
You dig a hole, and then you reach rock bottom, and you dig even further. Oh, so funny.
He's a narcissist like his idols are,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Now, one screenshot I will go through. This was on the Big Bad Mama channel, and this is quite a long time ago, but Kent and Sandra were singing, "I want that mountain, I want that mountain, it belongs to me." I eventually did a version of it as
It's a great
well.
song.
Yeah, it's a great, very jaunty. Anyway, Big Bad Mama joins and sings with it, and someone called Fanny comments and says, "Anyone else managed to flick it to completion watching this? Asking for a friend." Now, I don't really know what that means, but it sounds, did they complete the video? Is that what that meant? I got no idea, but I thought it was quite an interesting comment because Fanny has commented quite a bit on some of the shows. So,
Fanny's great.
Yes, I haven't seen her for a while yet, but I'm
What
sure
was
she.
her comment about the bacon?
Oh,
Do
do you remember? No, I do, but I can't remember the show. Otherwise, I could look it up. We could, so because they do make the show more interesting. I'm quite determined. We're not going to get dragged down. I honestly feel like we had a very good show yesterday with the Gangster Ghost. And, I don't go along with necessarily the things that Christian Pike says, but he is a lovely person. He speaks very well and he makes his point in a timely manner, and then he moves on, and we can agree or disagree. But nobody can point any sort of finger and say, "Oh, whoa, you can't." He's not. He's a good person.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah, and then we get a couple of characters come along and they take the show over and they interrogate Mark Reed, and poor Christian is left there wondering what's hit him. So I've decided on these shows everybody's welcome, but they're not going to take over. They're not going to take it over.
Right. Mark though emailed me, and he was happy with the show, the way his portion of it went. So he said, some things about Dustin, they weren't bad things, but just his kind of style. And but he enjoyed
had him on the ropes.
Conversation.
He did have him on the ropes. He'd sort of called him out. So but he was good. Deviant has dropped out, and it's saying the device is not connected. So I'm not sure what's happened to Deviant.
Well, I hope she just keeps trying and gets back on.
Yeah. If I kick her from the studio, that doesn't ban her, does it? It's a horrible name, but it looks as though it needs to.
Is she back? Does it show she's backstage?
It's great. No, she's grayed out, and it's got devices not connected. They will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. So if you're listening, Deviant, you disconnect, because I don't want to kick you in case that means you don't come back. But you'll need to exit and then come back in again. So you can have a go at sort that out. Well, let's have a look at one or two other things that have been quite interesting. The series we did with AJ, a wonderful session when Kent had talked about all these tax crimes and how everybody else was wrong and he was the only one that was right. And you and I and AJ did this show. But before that, she's coming back. Welcome back, Deviant. And before that, I'd already recorded a 3-parter, breaking it down. So I waited a week and then I put it up. And that's part 1 has attracted a good number of views and some comments. So I thought we might actually go through some of those. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And if there's anything that comes up. And Claude, he's a wonderful person, isn't he? Claude, someone called Claude Bawles says under the comments, Hovind uses comments by his own team to say he's not guilty. And that's actually what a remarkably perceptive thing that is to say. Because it's, my goodness,
true.
we get some interesting people on here. So that's exactly what happens. And you put up comments by your own team and you read them as though they're an authority, a sort of
well, it's like Jim Jones, people writing, defending Jim Jones,
Right.
basically. I mean,
now some
Not
called
far off.
Midwest guy says, I saw that 1989 debate. That must have been, he must have also talked in the late 1980s about this. The Slide Fest was not there yet, but he embarrassed himself. So I'm not sure which debate he's talking about, but it's good to hear because, in the most comments, there's people, Kent's minions or relatives, saying how good he was. But you can't really take any notice of that. So someone called Levi's Gibson says, can't defeat his science, so attack him personally. Oh, excellent work. It sounds like the guy is I've probably jumped to a bit of a conclusion there too soon. That's actually quite a positive comment, but when I first look at
can you read it one more time, Claude?
Yeah, I'll read it one more time. It says, can't defeat his science, so attack him personally. LOL. And then excellent work. So Levi's is probably saying what Kent would say, he's being, and I missed that finer point.
Is he being facetious or is he defending Kent?
No, he's not defending Kent. When I first read it, I referred to it as a defense. But can't defeat his science, so attack him personally. But the LOL tells me that is excellent work. So I'm going to take it that he's being positive. But someone else says immediately afterwards, he has no science. Kent has the scientific understanding of a 3-year-old. He's been corrected many times and repeats the same lies. So,
well, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, Kent does not have the science. He's got much more scientific understanding than a 3-year-old. He just wants it to appear like that because that's his con job that he does, is you should be able to understand it as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old can understand it. And so I don't, I think Kent is smarter than we give him credit for.
Yeah. I would say he has a good high school grasp. I really don't think he has any heart. I mean, he knows the truth about evolution, and he's pretending that he doesn't, but he doesn't have a great scientific understanding. I think he's good at reading lists, but maybe I'm not as kind as you are.
Well, I guess, is that on purpose that he's making it seem like he doesn't understand it? Because, I mean, he has to understand some of the things because he keeps repeating the same errors over and over again, even though he's been told some simple correction. So I don't know. I don't know how much he knows and how much he doesn't know.
He could solve that.
Living.
He could solve that problem by sitting let's say a bachelor's level physics and maths test. Let's see how he would go in that. I don't think it'd be very well. And I'm deliberately saying physics and maths, so he can't accuse of, oh no, they won't let me pass because I'm an evolution. Nothing to do with evolution, physics and math. So
right. That's a good idea.
That's quite a good challenge, and see how he goes with that.
He taught it for 15 years, so
yes, he did.
Poor kids.
But no, that someone called Deviant Outcast, it sounds like a name of the devil, says, I'm not making this up, he says with a straight face, and proceeds making shit up. It said, when does a Scientologist lie? When their lips move. So it looks as though now Kent has a long way to go before he can compete with evil garden gnome Captain Davy and his fake space navy. But I gotta say, Kent sure puts the work in. Aiming for the top, are you, Kent? So look, I mean, I'm sure Kent will have seen that Deviant Outcast.
I hope so.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm trying to remember the very first part of that because the very first part was funny. Can you read just the first part again?
I'm not making this up, he says with a straight face. This is Kent, obviously, and proceeds making shit up. It is said, in quotes, when does a Scientologist lie? When their lips move. Now, Kent has a long way to go before he can compete with the evil garden gnome Captain Davy and his fake space navy. But I gotta say to Kent, he sure puts the work in. Aiming for the top, are you? Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
You know what? You could not even see who wrote that, and you would know who wrote that comment. Which is the mark of a really good writer and an original writer.
Yes.
And funny.
I'm just glad people understand what I'm saying.
Well, I knew that it wasn't one of the Kentophiles because all the spelling was correct and the sentence structure worked. So I knew it wasn't one of the grunters, as I call them, the grunter. Something flashed up to say that we can look at it later. See Now and Know has got some Andrew Tate video he's going to put up. So he's doubling down. It's great. It's wonderful that we've had that effect.
If we wouldn't have chewed him out, he wouldn't be posting that video right now.
Oh, well, it's good.
It's going to make him look worse.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I'm very happy with my channel, and your channel is brilliant. And I think it must be irking them that I don't have anywhere near their subscribers.
No,
but I generally get good views. So, and I don't care. That's the great thing.
Right.
Below Deviant, someone called Anyone says much worse was and is Hovind's failure to pay former and current volunteer employee social security withholding taxes. They lost their jobs, and some lost maybe 20 years worth of social security payments and may have tough senior lives. That's probably why his brother and sister are mad. I sure would be. And I'm not sure of actually how that works. I don't know if that's correct. But we do know that some of the payments he took didn't get passed on. So I don't know what happens in that case. Does the government top that up, or do the people lose that money? I just don't quite understand. Either way, it's bad.
Yeah, and I'd never thought about that until you just mentioned it. But I mean, this was part of his tax crimes.
Yes.
And he wasn't giving, as far as I can tell, he wasn't giving W-2 forms, which is needed for the IRS, to his quote unquote employees.
Right. So that's what you include with your tax return to give to the government, and he wasn't giving that, and that's provided by your employer. So so he, as the employer, was not giving that to his employees to do their taxes every year. So I tend to believe that comment as it's written. Anyway, sorry about that. No. That's good. Well, that's the idea of making the comments. So, that's even worse. So, Gold's Sake says Kent lies about everything. He is a dishonest grifter. Well, probably won't get an argument from me on that one.
That sums it up pretty nicely.
Yeah, for sure.
Rex Pluvier.
Oh, that's Rex. Do you know who Rex is? He's been on Proverbs Guy, and he's a nice guy.
Yeah. He is too sharp, I guess this is Hovind. He knows we worked hard to elect Bush so that he could appoint Rogers a judge so she could go after Kent for making a professor look foolish. Nothing gets past this man. That's a great sarcastic comment if I've ever heard one.
And very true.
Brilliant, very cutting, because, So in other words, we elected Bush so that he could appoint Rogers so that she could go after Kent because he made a professor look foolish. I mean, that's a brilliant comment, isn't it?
Right. And we made that point in our show with Atheist Junior that she was, I think I made it even, that she was appointed by Bush, because that right there just, I mean, Kent voted for Bush.
Yeah. Oh, so now let's have a look here. Wow, Adam Whitfield says, somebody is emotional. It must have been Kent, must have turned on the tears at some stage. I can't believe I'm listening to a grown-up do this while trying to claim some kind of wrongdoing by someone else. So listen here, you non-American, unfreedom-minded, slanderous, sissy-sounding child, or it could be me. If your opinion is that a man who hurt no one or broke nothing should be SWAT-raided at gunpoint. Oh, this is a guy having a go at me, so this is good. If your opinion,
you might want to start this over, because I need to hear this from the beginning. This is a good one.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm listening to a grown-up do this, so this must be me, while trying to claim some kind of wrongdoing by someone else. So listen here, you non-American, unfreedom-minded, slanderous, sissy-sounding child. If your opinion is that a man who hurt no one, oh really, or broke nothing, oh yeah, should be SWAT raided at gunpoint and locked in a cage like an animal for years. What? As you said, defrauding the government of taxes. Then you are the last, capital letters, moral authority anyone needs to be listening to. You're what's disgusting about the internet, where even gross, obviously biased, emotionally out of control clown like you can even dare use someone else's name to get you some views. Wow, you've made so many admittedly false claims in this video. Use personal issues to shame brother-sister relationships? Really? I think Ken has done that. Children's relationships, Ken has done that. And even called a liar about something you have zero evidence one way or another. Well, yes, we have the evidence. That's what we were presenting. Paid tax or not paid tax, the truly reprehensible thing I see here is you and your sissy-like insults. So he doesn't matter that to him that the guy is a criminal. This is the same sort of argument as people that say, touch not God's anointed. Doesn't matter if he's shagging X number of women, or he's doing this or he's doing that, as long as he is winning souls for the Lord, you're going to leave him alone. It's just a bullshit argument. So I love that.
Who was that person that wrote that?
Adam Whitfield 5571. Adam Whitfield 5571.
I mean, you know who it sounds like? It sounds like Brady Byram wrote that.
Yes, it is. It's a bit like, you're right. It's like his letters. I should have picked that up.
So, using the word so.
Yeah. S in capitals, and I'm non-American.
Did Brady Byram do that?
It's not his name.
I can't remember. Did he use
yes,
that?
Yes, he put lots of caps and stuff in, but I don't know if he said so.
I really recognize the name.
Adam Whitfield. I just think the style reeks of Brady Byram. That's it. When I listen to that compared to how you read Brady Byram's letter, I just they're similar.
Oh, well.
That's a theory. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's fine. Well, anyway, it goes on, because this is quite a good one. I love these ones, but it's great we have so many people agree with us. I think that's wonderful. But I don't mind the moaners as well, because they just get the view count up. It's brilliant. I don't what this other cat, I think he means I don't care what this other cat did or didn't do. His grammar is just appalling. Never mind. I don't know the story, but it doesn't take anything but listening for a few seconds to see that you're incredibly whiny and hurt over something. This is how when two 16-year-old girls who are best friends start a major end-of-the-world fight with each other, and each of them goes to another friend and brings up all kinds of personal shit to put the other one down and get the new friend to agree. Sad man, you need a life. Locking someone in a cage for not paying taxes is the crime, you moron. We have zero representation anymore. So just like kangaroo pretend reps, they use our compelled theft of funds at threat of caging like an animal away from your family on things hurting your country and your family and against your religious and moral beliefs. This education of this person, I would say, is second grade, perhaps. I'm not
it's
sure.
extremely confusing. I'm very confused with this
very
comment.
confused. He's mixing up everything. Grow up, my guy. Oh, it could be hope for us. Yeah, one of you seemed pretty sincere, and the other one sounds the most heinously petty and emotionally hurt. Guess which one? Oh, Kent? Is that who you mean? No. Wow. As I write and listen further, you go claiming more intent. You couldn't possibly prove just a tax and a judgment from a petty clown. Bet I know how the rest goes. If it's against him, it's justified. He's a liar. What?
That's a good one.
Oh, it is. I hadn't even seen it before. Sometimes you get notified, and yeah.
That means you really had an impact on that person, though, for them to put that time and energy and that vitriol into a comment like that under a video. Yeah. So I think that's a job well done, Claude.
Good one. Then Tree Vader says this lying narcissist is on video bragging about not filling in a tax return in 20 years, and to make it even dumber, it's one of his own videos. I think it's 28. So yeah, that's great. So I think that's a very good comment. It doesn't go on too long. Yeah,
and they're all from his old videos, right? All the comments that all the stuff that he said that's come back to haunt him is from his old videos.
Now, our friend Soot Kettle says the user M who made that complaint is very clearly a butthurt fan of Hovind, who bought into the lie that the judge was the one who said those words about it being worse than hype. It would be interesting to hear Eric Hovind's thoughts about someone else getting the blame for the words. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any way of getting in touch with Eric. Otherwise, it'd be a good idea, to have to try and talk to him.
He's been pretty quiet in terms of speaking up about his father, and I've never heard him do it.
No, you're right. Yeah,
it's between him and his mother. And
he's bitten his tongue. Yeah, and fair enough. Someone had to stand up for her, and because Kent certainly wouldn't.
Right.
My God. Jeff Westbrook says, I understand we all have different points of view, but as a Christian, I am seeing more and more bickering done publicly within our community. Well, that's a reasonable comment. It's not really quite related to the video, and my reply to that is if only Hovind wouldn't lie, because that would get rid of quite a lot of the bickering, wouldn't it? Phil Potts says, is he likening himself, that's Hovind, to Jesus when he, according to the Bible, went into the temple and overturned the tax collectors' tables? Well, that's a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
That could be something that Kent, he would say. Selectively, of course. He then leaves out the bit about rendering unto Caesar.
But he always compares himself to these biblical figures, the major figures in the Bible, right? Paul, Jesus, Moses.
Oh, I don't
Nehemiah.
think there's a single prophet that he hasn't compared himself to.
Well, he never goes with the smaller prophets, though, Deviant.
No, I was going to say maybe one of those, the lesser prophets. He doesn't.
He never compares himself to Obadiah.
That's true. That's true.
Or Judas.
Maybe
right.
We skipped them.
John Torres. He's
John Torres. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Kent's first wife gave him a list of things he needed to do and how he needed to change in order for him to sleep in their bed again and for them to work as a married couple. Kent doesn't believe that a wife can give a husband a list of demands and that the woman had to submit to her husband's demands. So he didn't even try to change or do anything on the list. We actually know that because of the phone call that was taped, don't we? Where she was on the phone to him and trying to get a few little things in, and he just wouldn't have it. Told her that she needed to change, and she then said, "Yes, sir." Anyway, sorry, I've detracted. Yeah, that's what she said. So
I know.
I'll go back to John's
I just
comment.
remembered how the sound in her voice in that whole conversation.
Yes.
That conversation, she kind of gave up right in the middle of that conversation, and it's almost like her decision was being made right at that moment. And I don't know that for a fact, but she goes from saying, "Well, I'm not sure," to when she started saying yes, or you knew it was over at that point.
Yeah. So then it goes on. So like after 6 months, she finally told him that, and I don't know if this list is figurative or real, but either way, whether she wrote it down or whether she just told him, it doesn't really matter. She finally told him that she was going to file for divorce. His big brain idea to her then was saying that, call Mary Toko. So he calls Mary Toko, invites her to the house so she can, in quotes, update her videos with his, in quotes, professional video equipment. Yes.
Really?
So that's well, he did invite Mary over. So
was that the reason, though?
Well, what John will say is, he goes on to say the ulterior motive for getting in touch with her was to have because it was him that called her. Just the way he wrote it, you could have interpreted it that Joe called her, but no, it was Kent. The ulterior motive for getting in touch with her was to have a near Mrs. Hovind ready to go once the divorce was finalized. He always says that you can't stop a divorce in Florida, but you can contest it and ask for mediation. He didn't contest the divorce. He had moved on because he realized that Joe wasn't going to allow him to treat her like he used to before he went to prison. He mentioned that he wasn't very happy about being told he wouldn't get to sleep in her bed when he got home from Brisbane. Another way to say it is that Kent was tired of only getting to for a decade and wanted the real thing. This is a family show, which is most likely the reason. Well, yes, we won't go there. We won't go down that track, which is most likely the reason that comment on your the one we first read from your show. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So is John saying there that Kent invited Mary to the compound to show her audio-visual equipment? Is that what it was?
Well, yes, there was something loosely that he wanted to help tidy up her videos, wasn't it? And that's when he had Theo working for him. They're going to do all this, make it professional. Yeah, but you could interpret that anyway, couldn't you?
Well, it's
come
like
inside for a coffee.
It's like the old saying when the guy tells the girl he wants to have her up to his apartment to show her his etchings.
Yes. John has cleverly put that in. It's very funny. Which is most likely the reason he got married again ASP after all his divorces, because he was sick of Anyway, how many times did he mention that Cindy stayed in the spare bedroom 60% of the time? He even said on a phone call that he was going to have the door to that bedroom taken off of the hinges and the bed taken out of the room as well, in order to try and force Cindy to sleep in the same bed with him. I'm sure you can figure out why. So yes, it's a general charge of interesting facts about Hovind have been put up by John. So
that's a great message. Everybody remembers that when Kent took her bedroom where she was sleeping, because she didn't want to sleep with him at that point. He took the door off the hinges and he moved the bed to the shop, as I recall. you know, where the mechanic stuff is being done or what have you.
And I think it's about the same time. Yeah. Yes, Stevie?
Did Joe move her bedroom?
No. Joe was the first wife, and when Kent got out of jail, he had to sleep in a separate room because they had a big compound there. But
I was talking about Cindy, though.
Yeah, when he was married to Cindy, Cindy spent a few times in the room adjacent, and Kent wanted to take the door off and to move her bed so she couldn't, because no matter what the fighting, he still wanted to get it away, and that seemed to take precedence.
Show her that she has no alternative, that she's stuck and that he's in charge, because he's a petty little pathetic worm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry I didn't make that clear, because I mean, we have to specify which wife it is, unfortunately, because there's been so many.
Exactly.
Yeah. Someone underneath, as a reply to that reply of John's, Oxford Sparky says, don't forget his charges for domestic assault against Cindy. And that's, of course, correct. Well, that was actually a conviction. It is under appeal, but from my understanding of the law, that stands until and if it is overturned by the jury trial. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. You know, once you get jury trials, it's open for all sorts of carrying on, and you know, you can be sure that Kent and his cronies will be doing their best, which is a bit unfortunate, but never mind. Tree Vader, as a reply to that, says, it wasn't only, I will say Kent, but he uses a slightly different pronunciation. It wasn't only Kent flogging his dolphin in prison. What? He was biting the pillow on D-Wing on a nightly basis. I'm not sure what he was biting the pillow on D-Wing on a nightly basis. I have no idea what that means. It's a different.
D-Wings?
D-Wing must be the prison wing. He was biting the pillar on D-Wing. But it was not only Kent flogging the dolphin in prison, he was biting the pillow. So that's interesting, and obviously metaphor. So, you know, I don't necessarily understand it. And then someone called Tasman60 said, and this is to show we read out all these things, even if we agree or not. I met Mary Toko once for coffee in Charleston, South Carolina. A date, as it were. Oh, interesting. She's a vaccine-denying right-wing Christian nut job. Was that the January the 6th invasion? So, yeah, interesting. Yeah,
that's when I first started to kind of troll Kent Hovind, was when he was married to Mary Toko. And I remember she was posting anti-vax videos. She had kind of her own show on Hovind's channel where she had several videos that were, I probably shouldn't even say the word, but and I started trolling her, and I called her the Tammy Faye Baker of the creationist community or something. I swear they broke up like a week after that, and I said, you know, I kind of I gave myself some credit at the time, though it obviously wasn't because of that.
Goodness. Now what else? Right. Yes, she's certainly an interesting person. I would have thought her views were very similar to Kent's on vaccine and stuff like that. And right-wing Christian nut job sort of does ring a bell with Kent as well, doesn't it? Oh, then someone called Big Bad Mama has a comment. Great expose, Claude. Oh, well, that's all right. I don't know who that is. Grig Pev says, I recently pointed out how Kent, using his math teaching experience to justify his beliefs that dogs come from dogs, no exceptions, is not only fallacious, but he's actually wrong about the math he cites. His flock comes to defend him and literally deny math of all things. Not controversial calculations, mind you. I'm talking about math as an abstraction of structures we use daily. I've been meaning to talk about this to people with a larger platform than me, but it's a bit technical and nobody thus far has reached out. I've been banned from commenting on GBC for this. Absolutely nuts. What is GBC?
I'm trying to
Genesis
think.
Baptist Church.
Oh,
Genesis, yeah, right, yeah. And
well, Claude, why don't you? I mean, that kind of sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah. So how we reach out to him,
Why don't you just comment on the comment and just say, if you want, so, there's probably subscribed to your channel already. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think it kind of. I mean, he's got mathematic proof of Kent being a liar or something.
Yeah, well, he gets. I'm just actually putting it to a show on my channel. I'll see what he says there, but I'll read what he says. But this is getting beyond my level of competence. At least, see, with me, if I don't claim to be a high-level math or science person, but the Proverbs guys do for some reason. They think that somehow they can over. It's just bizarre. Anyway, John says, "What video did he mess up the math? I want to see it." Greg Pev says, "See his latest video with Atheist Junior. This is 2 weeks ago. I don't have a timestamp, but he made this claim before. I've taught high school math for blah blah blah. 2 + 2 = 4. Blah blah blah."
Well, he did make the claim that 4 + 5 was 10.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was good. He's wrong about the maths. There are infinitely many valid and well-defined structures in which 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. So this is interesting. He should be amenable to these structures too, because they're insights into God's creation. I'm a PhD student in math, and I really want to help people counter his ridiculous claim, because nobody stops to ask Kent, what if there was such a number system? Does that invalidate the point you're trying to make? If you were shown reasons why you're wrong, would you stop making this patently false statement? Why does what you're bringing up have anything to do with evolution? It's absurd that he only speaks in unrelated metaphors to muddy the water and can't engage the conversation in a meaningful way. Truly, I wonder if he would be so daft as to deny abstract concepts in maths, even though he tacitly uses them on a daily basis, and even though they're wholly unrelated to evolution. So this guy sounds to me as though he's quite a math expert, and I won't pretend to understand. I think somehow,
I can say he's completely correct in his both his assessment and the claims that there are actually instances in I believe it's called either it's theoretical. I can't remember the name for the specific genre of mathematics, but it's not as simple as it's always 2 + 2 is 4.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, according to someone called Dustin, of course, a mathematical equation proved that the sound barrier couldn't be exceeded before it was exceeded. I'm still waiting to see that equation and the source of it. I mean, it's if it's a
along
Baptist
with the hundreds
minister,
of thousands of Archaeopteryx fossils.
Yeah, that's right.
But Deviant's right about 2 + 2 does not equal 4 in every type of math. And I don't know if the math has to do with matrices or what have you, but there are types of math where that's not the case. But I really doubt Kent would acknowledge that or understand it. But it's interesting.
It's very interesting.
In the comments, Curry Boas said Cindy wouldn't sleep with Hovind because she found out, this is on the comments on today's show, how he loved whale, Matt Powell, and has a small It's interesting. I don't know if that should really. Oh, it seems to have appeared on the screen. I must try and find out how to get it off. Oh dear, we can't have that. Oh,
I'm reading it right now.
Oh my goodness, that can't be there. Oh dear, how do I?
Oh, yeah.
It's gone.
Look who's here. Christ brings a sword.
Sword, yeah. Never trust a woman.
Hi, Christ brings a sword.
That would go down well on Proverbs, guys.
Well, he is a Hovind.
But he's a good guy, though. By the sounds of it.
Except for
well, maybe not. And then
I know Christ brings a sword quite well.
Okay, so then I trust
Kent,
you.
and Kent brings a Wales.
Hi, Logan.
Yeah.
Hey, Logan.
Hi.
No problem.
Have you got a note? Have you got a note from home to excuse your lateness?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Logan?
All right. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry, I'll be late.
That's okay.
So I will just continue on now. We're just looking. Now, the next comment is Truck Driving Billy. I seem to have heard of him somewhere too. And he says, and considering that the person who was reviewing Judge Rogers on that website only has that one review, and of course that was the website that they posted up that Judge Rogers got a bad review, and he says, and I'm sure that Kent wrote the review and had someone post it for him. Well, if you read the review, it was posted by Kent Hovind is innocent.com, which is his mate Brady and that other turkey guy. So it's once again putting up comments that they've made up themselves to prove a point. It's ludicrous.
It's like going to the web. It's like citing that website, that Brady's website, and thinking that that's a good source for information that's not biased.
Yeah. Teletime then says, Kent still YouTube van evading and cherry picking Bible verses. Yes, I would tend to agree that that's what's happened. That's why he's got the multiple channels. But I found something out the other day, which I thought was so funny, and I think I managed to get it up somewhere, was that, Kent is always going on about, what is it, Rumble?
Yes.
He's got this Rumble. He's so proud of that. And unfortunately, I'm banned from that Rumble channel now too. So anyway, he's always talking about Rumble and how it's, free speech and all that. Well, if he reads a bit about it, you'll find that Rumble was launched to the public and shareholding by a guy called Peter Thiel. He's a very multi-billionaire and quite conservative in some ways and liberal in others. And Peter Thiel in 2017 got married to another man. So I'm wondering how that fits in with Kent Hovind and Matt Powell's worldview. Or are they happy to sacrifice their crap principles?
They probably don't even know that information.
No, so we might have to make a bit of an attempt to let them know and then see what they do. Because you and I couldn't give a rat's ass about that,
right.
But they do, and I just love it when that sort of thing happens.
Peter Thiel owns part of Facebook as well.
Yeah, well, good. So yeah, and that would definitely go against Kent and Matt Powell's prim and proper stuff. Oh my goodness, yeah. Matthew Claridge then goes, oh, this is probably the most intelligent comment I've seen so far. Absolutely love your work, Claude. Please, please, please. That's 3 pleases. Keep it up. Well, nice. Very, very intelligent observation. Then I do hope there's nobody listening that thinks that I'm seriously blowing smoke up my own self, because I'm only joking, just in case, because yeah.
You can blow smoke up your own stuff. You don't have to worry about
your stuff. You do what you want with it.
Exactly. Put your stuff where you want.
Yeah. Christ brings a sword says now on the screen now. If life is not a test, then what is it? If it is a test, then where are the rules? Oh, that's a stupid thing to say, isn't it? What is that?
It's not a test.
No, exactly. So it gets the principle. My God,
that's the
I think
answer.
some of these people need to go to a school and learn basic logic. Anyway, getting back to the Gangster Ghost thought I was a bit mean saying that. I heard the intake of breath. Gangster, I hope you're okay there. Are you okay, Gangster?
Yeah, I'm just joking.
I know. I know. We're all, the thing about us, we have a sense of humor. Harry Linker.
Oh yeah, Harry's a good guy.
Yeah. That's a lot of crap to debunk. If he's not careful, he's going back to jail. Wouldn't that be awesome? Got to leave his new wife without a husband. Can you imagine the telephone calls she'd have to put up with every day? All of them ranting how everybody is against them. My God. Yes, that's exactly right. Then this Claude Bawles comes in again. And here we go. The judge didn't say Kent was worse than a hypist. It was Kent's son, Eric, who used that comparison. It's not on the transcript because the judge never said it. This is confirmed by Eric. So that's come from me, Claude. Then someone replies, he gives money, pays his volunteers horribly, but he's on the video giving cash to someone for his work, supposedly to be 5,000, but was 400 before kicking him out. I remember that guy, the main carpenter.
Jeff.
I think Mark Stoney knows about him. Yeah. And unfortunately, Jeff wasn't running the camera from the beginning. And you can tell that Hovind changed tune when he realized he was being recorded. And he was the smarmiest, greasiest Hovind I've ever seen. And then, yeah.
What was interesting about that is we know from what Jeff said that he had lost his temper before that. And then as soon as the camera went on, Kent was the same guy that we see every night in front of the camera.
Yes, that's exactly
which means
right.
that's fake as well as what Jeff was seeing.
Yes. So, and I don't doubt that. Then Michael Atkin, in reply to me, says, why the F don't you look into that shit over his tax horse shit? I think we are. You think we all need to pay our taxes? Oh, to the Fed so they can go buy more bombs and missiles to blow up children in Syria and blah, blah, blah. Or to give, I have a feeling you're just going after Kent strictly because he's a Christian. No, not at all. It's just that people like him don't pay their taxes, whereas the rest of us, like me, do have to pay our taxes. No, I'm not Christian. I'm agnostic. I find atheism to be a religion of hate or ignorance. Well, I find the comments of Michael to be ignorant for a start.
That person's not an agnostic. No, that person's a creationist.
Yes.
We know it's a Hovindite.
Yeah. And then I find atheism, to say that atheism is a religion, that is a Kent Hovind claim. Yeah.
And an agnostic wouldn't say that about an atheist anyway. I mean,
can you people talk amongst yourself for 1 minute while I just have to turn something off, some equipment in my house? Is that okay? You can keep talking and no fighting, and make sure Gangster Ghost doesn't get out of control. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Hey, Logan, what was the very last video that you just put out?
Oh, the debate between Lawrence Krauts versus this one guy, I forgot his name.
I think it was a short, though, I'm thinking about.
About Lupin. It's a funny.
Yes. Deviant, you need to watch that video. In fact, maybe we'll get Claude to play it. It's pretty funny. There's a Lupin TV show or like a show. I'm not just going to leave it at that. I don't want to give it away, but it was funny.
Okay.
Oh, and
just a short.
Just a short, yeah.
Video that on his other show, he put that video up on there on his own show.
Oh, he did?
His own. The one video where he put on my show, he put on his.
Oh, you mean your short? He put it on his show?
No,
the one with Andrew Tate, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's okay. Is that okay with you, Logan?
What do you say?
I said, was that okay with you, what he did?
Well, I found out about Andrew Tate. I don't.
Did he put up an Andrew Tate video on his channel, or did he put your video on his channel?
I mean, he was on a live video and played the Andrew Tate guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what's been on now. So we'll have to listen to it later. Is it finished now, Ghost?
Or
is it still going?
I think so. It was a couple of hours ago, I think.
Video called Andrew Tate, then DILEMMA.
Andrew Tate Dilemma. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Is it live, or did we miss the live part?
I think it might be live.
Oh.
But it's not live. It's not live at the moment, I think.
We don't want to watch that anyway, do we?
Okay. No, we don't want to give it views. Okay,
but I do want to watch. I do want to watch Soot Kettle's video, and if we can see Claude, that Logan's last short that he did about Lupin, it's pretty funny.
Yes. Okay. Well, we're just going to Christ brings the sword. Answer the question: what is life if it's not a test? Well, it's a mix of what is it? Chemistry and physics and biology and everything else, and it just is life.
It's existence.
I'm sure that the Christian religion says it's more than that, just as one or two other religions would have similar answers or different answers too. So you deserve all the judgment coming to you.
If you want to spend your life living like you're in a test all the time, then that's your prerogative to do that.
For sure.
Look at the latest comment from. So it doesn't take long, does it, for these for the threats to emerge? Oh my God, I'm so scared. You deserve all the judgment coming to you, you terrible people.
Well, that goes all the ways, doesn't it?
Did I not tell you about him?
You did, yes. I mistakenly thought it was a good guy, but I've had a change of heart based on evidence.
He basically just said you deserve going to hell.
Yeah. That's very nice. Very loving.
It's a really nice person.
Loving. Yes.
Shall we have a look at Gangster Ghost's latest video then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if that's okay, Gangster Ghost. Which one? What is the title of it? So I can make sure I get the right one.
I can send you the link in the private chat because I happen to have it.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Ooh.
Yep. So clever.
There we go.
Yeah, I heard about what happened with that guy, Bob Eric.
Which guy, Logan?
The guy Laura Counts debated. Yeah, I heard about.
Oh.
What happened?
What happened to him?
He passed away because he got COVID, I guess.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. I got.
Yeah. Who was that again that we're talking about?
The Bob guy.
Oh yeah, I sent you a link to a Bob Enyart, and what was it? It came up somewhere. Where he was interviewing. Who was he interviewing?
Lawrence Krauss?
Yeah.
Yes. And I pointed out in the comments that he raged against the government's right to, and he actually won a court case, and the people at his church didn't have to wear masks, right? And I know it's a bit controversial, but I can't see what harm would do. Well, in the next thing, he announces that he's got COVID, and a couple of weeks later, he's dead.
I remember that. I remember that.
Poetic justice. And, this guy, Hovind's guy that looked after the vitamins, Bill Sardian, was on his screen. I actually had a few emails backwards and forwards with him. He wasn't a bad guy, but I don't like it when people, fool others into parting a lot of money for quack type things. But anyway, he died of what appears to be that as well. So, but of course, Hovind's made it a conspiracy.
His son claims that it wasn't that.
That's right, and you're quite right. And Hovind
claims it was a conspiracy,
and it took him so long to even to mention it. So it's very doubtful to me.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness! Why is this not?
Bill Sardi has a reputation as a nutritionist. And it's not a horrible reputation. I mean, he's actually was actually a pretty famous nutritionist.
Right, yeah.
He just had some things that he was associated with Ken Hovind, and he was on the CSE ministry, which I don't think many people knew.
Right. Now, why is this open link in new window? All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm such a fool.
I think Gangster Ghost probably could have shared his own video because he has a computer now.
Yeah, because what I'm getting is right. I'm trying to get it. So I copy it, copy the link address, and then I go to, and I put it up.
Do you want Logan to try?
I've got it now. Oh, the dramas of
exasperating.
Oh, what the?
You sound like you just walked a mile.
Yeah.
This is something is just driving me crazy, but I'm getting there.
Big Bad Mama, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great debate for Krausberry. Yeah, he told him that. Yeah, it was a great debate on there. It was some years ago when they debated.
I'll have to check it out. Did somebody email it to me?
I don't know.
Here we go.
You might have emailed it, yeah. Okay, here we go. We're going to listen here to the Gangster Ghost, and let's see what's happening. Oh, here we go. Why can't we hear anything?
Because it's muted. If you look up in the corner there, the right corner. Nope, on the video in the.
Start it over.
There you go.
We'll have to watch it go through.
So you can reload the page.
Right, we're gonna. Right. We're starting again. Very good. Yeah. Do you like that?
I do. Nice.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And then we had that other one. Was it? Are you on there?
Yeah.
It was on there somewhere.
Sid Kettle song?
Yeah. Oh, Tubian. No, just mention. Christ brings the sword. Muslims say you're going to hell. Jehovah's Witnesses say you're both damned.
That's true.
Good point. Yeah. Justin says you had a conversation with Bill Sardi. No, we didn't. I didn't actually. No, I had a email So there's no, and I even can't remember what name I was in because she kept on getting blocked. So I can't do that.
Awesome.
So you can right. Where am I there?
Right. Oh, good.
Perfect.
You can play it. Bit of volume.
I think.
Good.
I think it's good.
Okay. Press play.
As 2023 will pass and I sit down on my ass, I think about the friends we made and the things that made us last. We are so many miles apart, but we don't let that hold us down. We're shaking hands across the world and say, how are you, my friend? Big bad mama with his curly hair and knowledge in theology, and Claude Bawles will call Ken, what have we ever been for the Lord? And Vivian, the Egyptian queen, getting dizzy cause she laughed so hard. And Gangster Ghost, the awesome host, is the guy with the kindest heart.
Oh, thank you.
Most only giving skylit birth, what I better be aware. And Aiden Linden impersonates some Greek in the Proverbs fair. And Cindy Lincoln looking good, pretty flower she puts in her hair. And AJ is the nightmare of Kent, painting rainbows in his head. We are so many miles apart, but we don't let us hold us down. We're shaking hands across the world and say, how are you, my friend? So raise your glass for friendship, mate. If you don't drink, just say hi. And celebrate the days we had and the days that are to come. I'm driving, Billy, watching anime shows, missing Maud, you can come here too. Tricky Blinder, Mr. Logo, and Johnny O2, and that J.L. Warren guy. Diploma Mildow, and Christian Pike, and whomever I forgot. There are many more who we call a friend, but this song is not that long. We are so many miles apart, but we don't let that hold us down. We're shaking hands across the world and say, how are you, my friend? So raise your glass for friendship, mate. If you don't drink, just say hi. And celebrate the days we had and the days that are. We are so many miles apart, but we don't let that hold us down. We're shaking hands across the world and wish all a happy new year.
Oh,
That's great.
yeah, fantastic.
That like gets me misty-eyed.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? And the words, yeah, there's only one word he's got a little bit a bit miffed. The person with the biggest heart is Gangster Ghost, is there? Mm, Gangster? Yes.
Of
I'm
course
not
he
jealous.
is.
I'm not jealous about it. Don't worry. Don't
No,
worry
no,
about
no.
me.
You don't sound jealous.
Not at all, not at all, for sure.
Oh, Soot Kettle says he's blushing. Well, he doesn't need to blush. He should be thinking, well done. It's a great one. And when the chorus comes in with all the, that was an interesting technical feat, how it appeared that we were all singing towards the end. Is that right? Did you pick that up, Bad Mama?
Yeah, I mean he was like overdubbing the voice, which was
Yes.
really cool. He's got a really
Yeah.
good voice. And he switches keys at least a couple times in that song. So I just thought that was really touching, actually.
Yes.
Great video, Soot Cattle.
Yeah, good job, Soot.
Yes, wonderful, Soot Kettle.
It
Next year,
healed my headache.
Next year, I want to have the bigger heart than Gangster Ghost. No, I don't. I'm happy to be the old grump in this group.
Well, you did corner Kent. That's not bad.
Yeah, you got pretty good. You got pretty good kudos in that song.
Oh, look what Justin says. There are good ships and wood ships and ships that sail on the sea, but the best ships are friendships, and may they always be. Very nice.
That's nice.
Yes, it's well, that's good. That doesn't stop me wanting to get stuck into everybody. That's it's put me in a very good frame of mind. I'm almost about to send a donation off to Dinoland to buy a new Honda side-by-side to save souls.
Dustin's coming on in 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Is he really? Oh, right.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I don't mind. I was thinking, I was about to say, how much longer do you want the show to go? And then that would have looked bad if I then said, oh, he's coming on, I better go. No. I
just wanted to burst your good mood.
Yeah. Yes, well, obviously, you knew when I started saying I was thinking of sending a donation in for a new side-by-side. Both of us have done clips about that. And what the funny thing to me is that's so it started off with side-by-sides, and Cindy paid for some of those. You do know that,
right?
And they've been thrashed to death. And because he doesn't drive, he just really goes for it, I understand. And okay, that's fine if you want to burn through the fuel and make a maintenance nightmare. That's how you treat them. And then he decided, though, we want Jeeps because they're enclosed and it's too cold in winter, so he gets Jeeps. They've now fallen apart, and guess what he wants to buy now? Not a Jeep, back to a side-by-side. I don't think there's, if it was my Dino land, I'd be planning a little bit better than that, I would think.
But he doesn't have to because it's not his money. He needs people. No, I said he doesn't really care because it's not his money at the end of the day. It's money donated and given to him. And he needs something for people to he needs a reason for people to keep donating. He needs to have something to say, oh, we are doing this, and now this, and this giant dinosaur, and oh, we really need money for blah, 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 whatever.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's just, he's going from Jeeps back to side-by-sides, and then he'll go back to Jeeps again. It's just as long as there's some new equipment. He's not going to actually spend it on that stuff,
Yeah,
he's just looking for money.
Apparently not.
It's quite funny on one of there's a comment from someone called Chase Sanctum on one of our clips is gimme Hovind once again begs for donations to fund his hobby, which is because he doesn't like people playing video games, but it's all right for him to drive around on a side by side. Then Chase also says, why would any sane person send donations to DAL? Whether it goes to buy Kent's tires, was diverted by one of his crew, it's still wasted. So there's a couple of gotchas there, isn't it? That it's used to pay for Kent's toys, or it's diverted by one of his crew. And in fact, one of the great, you'd have to go back to find it, but on the Theo channel, what's that called? Liars of the Devil. There is an interview where Theo is talking to the money man, Ernie Land, and Ernie admits that everybody knows that Hovind diverts the donations as well. So they're all at it. No wonder there's no money there. There's just no financial rigor at all. Dip your hand in the bucket. Then Tyler,
you know what? That side by side that he showed in that video was the same one that I drove with him on the real tour.
Wow.
It was like from 2017 or something, and he's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
No, that's good. Tyler says, people get saved from Kent's tours? ? How does speeding through DAL, rolling people around like cold turds in a bucket, convince them that Jesus is their savior? And it's a good point.
Well, if they come out of it not dead, that might turn some. I don't know.
I have to admit, it was fun. I can't lie. It was actually really fun. Of course, Kent gave a Bible lesson at every stop, but his driving was crazy, and it was like being on a roller coaster, kind of.
Yeah, I don't criticize that. I'd criticize them begging for donations to pay for all that sort of thing. If I go to Disneyland, I can't, do a GoFundMe. I pay my way. And he bitches and moans about people playing video games. What if I started a ministry, win souls to the Lord through playing video games? I mean, it's just as relevant as saving them through being on a side by side.
Right.
Bryce calls him, says he's like a trailer park Joel Osteen, which is right.
That's pretty accurate.
Trailer park Joel Osteen. And then Kalen, he's been on our chat before. And he has some quite funny things to say. And it says, hang on, this man was complaining publicly last week about running Christmas lights, LEDs, and humiliated his wife for correcting him that they were actually solar powered. Now he wants to blow 24K plus on a brand new vehicle with a 4K special add-ons, and in incredible irony begs for Christians to donate all this so that they can write it off from their taxes. A vehicle that can run around in delivering, can run around in delivering his memorized tour spiel and play the big band to families and children in the back with the accelerator pedal like an immature 17-year-old trying to impress a school date. My goodness, he doesn't mess around here. It's almost like that if Kent wants some frivolous plaything which can feed his ego, then there is no limit. It's all for the ministry, of course, and others can supply it all for him. But Christmas lights that lift everyone's spirit and bring delight to young ones, that's a couple of cents a week drain on his electric meter, as are 5-minute showers that should be 2 minutes. But the secret of massage personal heated spa pool is for the ministry. It doesn't quite make you know where he's going with this. This is all an elaborate con where Kent is the lord of his domain and sole dictator over the lives of the kind-hearted and vulnerable. And I agree with that. Ordering them around daily and throwing them under the bus or discarding them on a whim, all on the coin of others in the name of the Christian God, under the cover of saving souls and a fake persona of academic credentials. This is good. Dear Christian, you are being played. And Kent, buy second-hand vehicles. You are going to wreck them anyway. And instead of a 4K on a heater installation, get a kind Christian to knit you a hat and jumper and gloves. Let them donate the wool and time and their personal expression of love in every stitch. Surely that is more valuable to the Lord. Heck, they can even include dinosaur details in the knitting pattern. Did you like that one, Big
Wow. Was that Kaylin?
That's Kaylin, yeah.
That's really good. Gosh.
I should say, why don't you say what you really think?
I mean, that said a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah. And, it was great. So that's on the comments under my version of Buy Kent a New Honda to Save Souls.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I think we should only do a few more minutes because it's quite fun and I want to finish on a high. Do you think a few more
Sounds
minutes
good.
is enough? Yeah. And because we can do it again if we do, and we have other things to talk about. But yeah. Is there anything else that's been going on your channel at the moment, Big Bad Mama, that you want to mention?
Well, so I put out that video of us doing the introduction for the evidence for special creation, and I try to edit out our ums and our spaces, and, which I think I did a pretty good job at. And I'm doing like an atheist junior short with Hovind in a debate, and I kind of forget what it's about right now, but I also want to put together the Proverbs Guy atheist show comments with the comments that we made in response to that and try to put them together. But it's probably a multi-hour project.
Yeah, it's huge.
So anyway.
When you look at the work that Soot did, that didn't take 10 minutes. It took hours of work.
Exactly.
And yeah, so. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Justin's put a comment up. The Jeeps save more people than DAL lakes do. Oh dear. We better move on quickly from that.
Wow. Deviant, what do you have going on?
Nothing.
You gonna post a video someday?
I don't know. I don't know about what or why.
Am I the first one to put you in a thumbnail?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Look, and our friend Ghost has been very busy. My goodness, it's getting better and better. I might have to commission him to do some thumbnails and things.
Logan's got one of the best streaming shows on, as far as I'm concerned, on the internet at this point.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Would you like to see Dustin versus Mark Rainey? What is the Australian?
Mark Reed?
Yeah, Mark Reed in a debate.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked Dustin, but I asked Mark about it. Dustin likes it. I did get a response from Mark, yeah.
I don't know if Mark will want a formal debate as opposed to just kind of what they did last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mark
he kind of likes
well
those discussions.
He might well think that giving oxygen to some of them is counterproductive. Yeah.
He goes on Proverbs Guy channel once in a while. I mean, he kind of likes those discussions, I think.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I find them, I get a bit mind numbed from it. If it goes on too long, it just makes it, oh my God, it's never going to end.
Well, you have a history there with Dustin too that probably puts a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah. But Lupin as well. Goodness,
exactly.
Me. Maybe it's me. But honestly, when the shows go on for hours and it doesn't get anywhere, it does get to me. But everybody's different. Yeah.
I think they did a some kind of review of oh my goodness, what did we do yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, the other day. Creation, evidence of creation show.
Oh, right. Yes, yes.
They're responsibly.
And what about a deviant?
That it?
No, I just wondered if any of you had watched it. I tried to, but
You mean
yeah.
the stuff with P-Town and Lupin and Dustin?
Yeah.
I just watched the beginning because I thought the intro was the best part. And also, if I do put that in a video, I have to go in and adjust everybody's volume because some of these guys are just shouting, and I'm probably one of them, just shouting into their microphone. And then somebody else is really quiet, and so you have to go in and you have to like drop down the volumes and then adjust them manually. It is such a pain in the butt.
Yeah. But have you yeah, you did it. Nothing. I said nothing. This is silence.
Oh, if you're a dick and don't know it, you're Lupin. If you're a dick and don't know it, you're Lupin. If you're a dick and don't know it, get on Proverbs, guys, and show it. If you're a dick and don't know it, you're Lupin. There we are. That's my little song today. Very provocative, a bit naughty, but that's how I feel.
I thought it was good.
Me too. Spot on, kind of.
Well, look, it's been good. I think we will end it on that note and say goodbye to everybody, to the wonderful people in the audience, and to Soot Kettle once again. Thanking you for the song. It was brilliant. And Gangster Ghost, I'll have a special medal made up for you as the person with the biggest heart. Take my medication. And don't neglect the bowls. That's all I can say. Never neglect the bowls. I have a
question for you, Big Dan.
Yes.
Who's that guy beside you in that picture?
Which picture?
Your
I have no idea.
Is it Claude?
I didn't want to say.
I think it's Kent.
I want to keep that on the down low. We don't want to see too much of Claude in the picture.
Yeah, he's already a star in so many ways.
The eyebrows and the eye, I see the resemblance. I think it is.
Oh my goodness.
The beret.
Well, you can't really see the beret, but you can kind of hint to it.
Have a very good New Year's Eve. It's my New Year's Eve here tonight. So you're the day before. Are you still Saturday there?
Not me.
Tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, and I'm playing a gig. I'm playing guitar for a party.
All right.
Oh.
We'll be there in spirit.
You feel free. You still probably have time to fly over, so just let me know.
I'll go to one day. This is such a fun thing, and one day we will have to all get together. And the US is a big place, but
I say we go to Sweden and see Deviant, Soot, and Mr. Logo.
Yes.
Well, that would be nice.
Do it.
That's my plan.
Okay, so I'm going to end the stream and wish you all, well, unless I talk to you tomorrow, which we might do because, that bloody Gangster Ghost will probably have another share. Oh, sorry, my friend Gangster Ghost is likely to have another show. I'm not jealous of that at all. I think that's a very good idea. Yeah.
It's got the biggest heart.
Well, he might have the biggest heart as long as I've got the biggest part in this show. I mean to say,
you have the biggest balls.
Part in the show, and you're the biggest mama, and Deviant's the biggest outcast.
Yes.
And Gangster is the biggest ghost. Okay. Happy New Year if I don't get to say it again, but I get this feeling I will. There'll be another show somewhere or other. Okay, folks. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.